Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a sort of flip through, it's a show and tell I guess, some paper dolls that I made. These were for a local swap and we had to make 5 different styles and things. So for me, I started, I'm going to move these to the side, so they're actually quite big. I started, my starting off point, there are quite a few free templates available. So this was from the Enchanted Gallery. I've printed it wrong, but you could then just print to size and cut the actual templates and punch holes, and they've got hair and everything. What I did is I scanned this and I altered it on my brother to make it into a cut file, and then you end up with all sorts of body parts. One of my main alterations was that the leg, because the template gives you a full leg, that the leg was also articulated and that the torso had holes, and I shifted the holes a bit and things. So that was actually quite easy because you could cut a whole lot and then decide what to do. Some of them I also cut in coloured cardstock so that could actually be the clothes, and then you just fasten them with little split pins to articulate them, to make them movable. My next type of doll I got from a blog. The blog was E.K. Duncan, and she had numerous scans of, I think they may be late Victorian paper dolls, and you could print them to size. Again, I scan and cut them on my brother, and I sized them so that they were bigger. So you can see this one is this one, which is actually gigantic now that I look at her. She's over 30 centimeters, like 35, 36. So with movable arms, and she's got movable legs. Her head doesn't move. So these ones, this sort of template is not as articulated. And then the last type of one I made, I used, this was in a Ideas magazine, and then I played around with the Mermaid. Incidentally, the Enchanted Art Gallery also had Mermaid templates, but I did not use that. So let's have a look at the two that came off the off the E.K. Duncan blog. It's a blog from 2008, so it's quite an old blog. Can I zoom out? No. Then this one, they're quite fun. I backed all of mine with a heavier craft. I think this was like 200 grams, so it's quite stiff, because otherwise if you just print it on paper, the only thing that I did not know is what to do with the back. I just didn't decorate it, because I don't think you're meant to play with them or display them like that. So definitely the mechanics are visible. And then what I did is I just added, she gave her some jewelry, so that's some real fake chain. Gave her a little pearl earring, the bow for the hair. That, I don't think it'll show on camera, it's got 3D like gloss, and then some ribbon on her, what is the word? Gloves. Her bodice, you'll see that this one didn't have a bodice. There was a bodice template on the blog, but I altered that bodice just to fit the shape a bit better. So there was also a bit of playing and construction on my part. This I just embossed, and then I did a bit of slow stitching on the skirt. So it's just to add some interest, because otherwise the dolls are very, very flat. Some lace and things. I gave her some little garter belty things, some rhinestones on her shoes, and then wherever the colour, I didn't like the colour, I just coloured her with gelatos. So they're just a bit of fun. So this one's quite over the top with a big skirt. The other one from those templates is a little steampunky ballerina. So that's how it prints. I didn't do anything to the legs, but I did add the little bows, and then all of her joints have cogs. So the cogs don't make her move, but it does add that look. And then that's like a foiled acetate that has some computer circuit thing on that my husband printed, and then I just stole. This is heat embossed like a chain. I did some letter set on her neck, just random symbols. There's a spring as her necklace. Her hair's copper, very, very fine copper wire. Again, that's a foiled hat. There's some tiny panel pins in her hair, just to amplify the steampunk. And then there's some computer or printer parts that I put in the hair again. So not that much fashion on this one. It's more the look. Again, the back is just the plain card, and then this little top hat I cut and foiled the gear. That's a standard Brother gear that I did with my foil quill. So that's the next one. She's not as big as her cousin, sister, about 5 centimeters. So it depends on the templates and how you size them. Then this one is from the Enchanted Gallery. You can see different colors. And then I just gave her wings. So the wings and the arms move independently, but definitely to keep it neater, you could probably do the wings to move with the arms, and the head also moves. So these ones with the template, much more articulated. And then I thought it's quite fun to give her like a wheel to balance on. So she's holding the chain in her hand, again with gears and things. These don't move, but it does look like she's balancing on it. So also sort of steampunky. What you do need to do, this is a sticker that I used for the head and the hat. Sometimes the necklines and things, do you see there? You need to hide them a bit, or to camouflage them a bit. So that's where the laces and the fabrics and things, this is just ribbon, and then her little joints I made more decorative. So she's just found some leather, and this I just put the lace, lightly over, because when you dress your dolls, you need to make sure that they can still move, because if I had made that solid, you wouldn't have had the bend. The next choice that you need to make on quite early in your construction is whether the pins go through the clothes or through the joins and things, that they are visible like here, or like here they are basically hidden. This little one was also made from the Enchanted Gallery template that I modified and cut. So you can see lots of joins, head moves, and the arm. This is a paper shirt. So these pins or split pins are actually just decorative, because the shoulder joint no longer moves, even though it is a separate. So that's an example of where the clothes restrict the movement of the actual doll. And then I altered the hair to be more sort of turban-like. And then it's just, you need to decide how much detail. So she's caught a little butterfly. She's got a rhinestone ring. And then here I just drew the panty, or the bloomers basically. So you can have a lot of fun with these little dolls. This one, I struggled with shoes. It's not something, I'm not an artist, but that's something that I need to give some attention to. This is the last doll, so she started off something like that. I don't actually know where the magazine got the template. And then, so her tail moves a bit. She was never intended to be articulated, so it was a bit more difficult because you're missing parts. So you'll see there's a insert that I made, and then I gave her a very elaborate headdress with shells and things. Again, the neck and the body had to be disguised. The same wings, so these are exactly the same wings. It's just something that I designed and cut on my brother. This is embossed foil tape, and this is just embossed and waxed paper. And then there's a little bit of foiling, and this was quick foiling, so Pritt or glue stick with leftover Go Cut and Emboss or Go Cut and foil just stuck on to give some iridescence. And these were just die cuts that I added. So these dolls are quite nice, and especially if you give them a theme, not just dress up, they're quite a lot of fun. Takes you back to your childhood, I guess. So these are for a swap. They'll be going off to their recipient, and when I get my 5 dolls in return, I'll do a video on what I received. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.